Hello and welcome back to my channel. International break is now over and I'm so relieved. I missed FPL, I missed you guys, I missed making videos, so I'm really excited to get back into it. I activated my wildcard just before the international break and it's actually gone well, so long may that continue. Before I go into my team selection and how we're getting on with my overall rank, I just wanted to say if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'm on the road to 5,000 subscribers, which is a massive milestone for the channel. So do click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and now we will have a look at how my wildcard team is performing so far. We are joined by the king himself. Mr. Ralph is here for the team selection and team review. So we are doing very well, and this is a relief because I was struggling this season. I started off strongly and then it was red arrow after red arrow. I've had 2 green arrows in a row and it's made the absolute world of difference. I'm back in the top 1 million. I'm at 683,592. I've got 481 points in total, and this game week I got 59 points. This is the first time I've used my wild card and it's actually paid off immediately. Normally it's a bit of a slow burn. My original team always outscores my wild card team. It can be quite stressful. Oh goodness. It can be quite stressful. But going into game week 9, I have got 1 free transfer and my squad value has gone up to 101.4 million, which is very useful. This season, I feel like squad value is the most important it's ever been to me because players are just rising in price. There is no tomorrow. Apart from Saka, I'm so glad he has had a price drop because he's coming back into the team in a few game weeks. But we'll start off in goal. Turner kept a clean sheet. It was a 0-0 draw against Palace. So we got clean sheet points for Turner, always a relief. Talking though of 0-0, clean sheet points for Palace as well, which means Gahey, he got 9 points in total. He picked up 3 bonus, which was a very nice surprise. So I was happy with that. And it was annoying because the Saturday games, I had Turner, Gahey and Destiny all on 6 points before the bonus were added. I was like, this is amazing. I'm going to have an absolute clean sheet fest in my team. And then, sadly, Matty Cash let the team down as Villa did concede a goal against Wolves. So we can't have everything, but it was a really nice start and a real confidence boost. It was good to see the rank looking healthy. And then my midfield, I captained Son, and I really regret it. I did a deadline stream, well, not a deadline stream. I did a team selection stream last week, or the previous game week. And I had my captaincy on Maddison and I kept it on there. And then I backed out and I don't know why. Maddison got an assist and a clean sheet point. He came off at 75 minutes. Son got nothing and also came off at 75 minutes. Son has been one. It was definitely a kind of fear of missing out transfer in. And then I decided to just go all the way and captain him. I think that's why my captaincy was originally on Maddison. I don't know. I'm not feeling... Oh my goodness, are you okay? I'm not feeling great about Son at the moment. And I think it's mostly... Okay. Aired here. I think it's mostly because he doesn't look 100% fit and we keep on seeing clips of him limping, which doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. So Son is one. As I just touched on, I'm looking to bring in Saka. I think at the moment a Son to Saka transfer is probably the most logical, but captaincy was very annoying. So Son obviously got 3 points, captain team got 6 in total. If I'd have gone for Maddison, I would have had 12 points. And then coming on to Salah, if I'd have captained him, I don't know. I can't look at where my rank would be because it would upset me too much. But a 15-pointer for Salah, 2 goals against Brighton. He obviously got the 3 bonus points. This was one of those games I thought because Brighton have had such tough game weeks recently, they would come out of this one alive and kicking, good to go. Didn't happen. They started off really strong and I was like, I've made the right decision. It's fine. I'm not missing out on anything. And then Salah, once he got that penalty, it was game over. So I don't know whether I would have... my gut didn't tell me to captain Salah. I think it was always a Maddison. Then I got carried away with Son, but Salah was the way to go. So hats off to you if you did captain him. And then McGinn, 1 point. We know my enthusiasm for McGinn. I wasn't expecting some sneaky little bullet header or something. Hasn't happened yet, but give it time. He's going to warm up. He also got a yellow card, so it's not the best start to bringing him into my team. Is my McGinn enthusiasm waning a bit? Maybe, but yeah, it could be. It's going to happen. And then coming into my front 3, we've got Ollie Watkins, who is Mr. Consistency. He got an assist. He is just every single game week, apart from I think the game against Liverpool, he's been getting those attacking returns. And I'll take the assist. I was going to transfer him out because I wasn't seeing anything amazing from him until he went crazy against Brighton. And I'm glad I've kept him in my team. We've got some form of consistency somewhere at least. So probably a set and forget for the foreseeable future. Solanke is in the McGinn camp. The only thing he came away with from that game was a yellow card. Very annoying. 1 point in total. I think Solanke, I'm going to give a couple more game weeks. They've got some welcome fixtures coming up, but then he's not one that I'm going to feel too bad about transferring out. Bournemouth are also just not gelling. They're not clicking. As a team, they're not looking very strong. And then Haaland, I mean, I'm glad it was only 2 points difference captaining Son over Haaland. But I'm glad I didn't captain him because I tell you, when that City game started, I was like, I'm going to get annihilated. And when I saw how many people have captained him, I thought I'd made the biggest mistake. But he only came away from that game with 2 points, absolutely no returns against Arsenal, which I was surprised about. But hopefully we're going to expect that he's just saving it up for this game week because I am going to be captaining him. And then my bench, there were no dramas, which is quite rare, and I'm very relieved. Areola 1 point, Burn 1 point, Kabore none, and then obviously Gordon was suspended, so he didn't play, so 0 points. So I made some good benching decisions, which is positive. And this is probably where my wildcard is a bit stronger than my previous team, where I don't really have as many benching headaches, apart from I'm worried about benching McGinn now for the next game week. But that brings us into my team selection for this game week. So we are going to stick with Turner in goal. Newcastle and Forest lead the way this week for chances of a clean sheet. Luton at home, great fixture for Forest. Can definitely see them being decent defensively. Luton, I don't want to slag them off. Ash from Juice, I always seem to say bad things about Luton in front of him, and I am warming to them. They're looking better than I expected. Is that good? But I don't think they're going to score in Forest's home game. And then coming into my defence, I'm bringing in Burn for this game week, and I'm actually going to bench Gahey instead. Newcastle's defence is looking really strong. They've got an expected goals conceded of 8.7, which is the 4th best in the league. It's really impressive as well when you consider the fact they've been against Villa, they've been against Liverpool, City as well. They haven't had the easiest fixtures, so I am going strong with Dan Burn. And then Palace have also got the 5th worst attacking stats in the league. So a clean sheet for Newcastle looks very, very... Oh, we're getting rid of Ralph. A clean sheet for Newcastle looks very likely. In an ideal world, I'd really like to find a way of upgrading Burn to Trippier. Trippier's already got 5 assists so far this season, and he's got the highest expected assists out of any defender in the game. He just looks so good. And I'm annoyed because last season, he was there in my team. I didn't take him out. I was like, he's my favourite player. He's the best. He's always getting attacking returns, bonus points. And then I haven't brought him in at all this season, and I didn't bring him in on my wild card, but then there was the headache with Salah and Son. There is a lot for people to deal with this season. But I would like to, that's my long and short way of saying, I would like to bring in Trippier at some point, but we just need to work out the finances. Matty Cash, I'm starting, mostly because I'm too scared to bench him, because when I bench him, he seems to haul. Feeling good about this West Ham game. And then we are also playing Destiny. Then we're coming into the midfield. I can see Maddison potentially outscoring Son again for this game week. But then we've got quite a low defensive line, which doesn't fit too well with Spurs' style. So I'm not sure if this is going to be particularly high scoring as well. And I won't be captaining any Spurs players for this game week. Son, I mean, as I've touched on, I wasn't that enthusiastic about bringing him in on my wild card. Did captain him over Maddison, so as I know that the enthusiasm went from 0 to 100, and yeah, it's a lot of pressure. That being said, I am giving him a hard time because he is still the 2nd highest scoring midfielder in the league, and he's scored 6 goals so far this season. It is just the fitness that I'm a bit concerned about. But with him playing as the number 9, I'm hoping he'll take advantage of Fulham's poor defence. They've got an expected goals conceded at 15.9, which is the 4th worst in the league. So they will hopefully concede a lot of chances, and it will be Son getting those goals. It's also the perfect combination because Spurs have an XG of 14.93, and hopefully Son's central position will really lend him to that, and we will, yeah. I think the problem with Spurs, and I don't want to offend anyone because I've got a lot of friends that are Spurs fans, but if they're not doing well in the first, if they don't score early, it just seems to absolutely flop. Whereas if they get in and they're confident, we're good to go. So if Son could score maybe in the opening 10 minutes, we might have quite a lively game on our hands. And then we've got Salah, Everton at home. This is a game that I would like to captain him for, but there's such a rivalry. Rivalry? I can't speak. There's such a rivalry between Liverpool and Everton, and it's a home fixture for Salah as well, and I can see him going absolutely mad. And where I missed out on captaining him, and he got the brace last week, I think, shall I captain him this week? It's really tough. So far, he's probably going to be my vice captain, but this could change. He's got the highest XG amongst midfielders with 5.24, and he's now the highest scoring player in the entire game. So Massively. I'm so annoyed I didn't captain him last week. But I am glad that I brought him in. It seems like it was worth the sacrifice. And I don't think I've really had to make too many sacrifices around the team. Obviously, I want Trippier, but I think Son, Salah, Haaland at the moment works for me. And then there's some flexibility to try and bring in Trippier at some point. I'm reassuring myself. Salah's ownership's still quite low as well. I was surprised. Only 35%. But I think if he carries on the way that he's going, that is going to absolutely fly up. And if Haaland continues to, I suppose, underperform compared to what we used to, it could be that Salah becomes the main man. I don't know, just a theory. And then coming into my front three, of course, we are playing Ollie Watkins. He's my most consistent player this season. He's had 7 assists and 4 goals. The man is getting assists like there's no tomorrow. It is very, very strong. As I said previously, he's only blanked in game week 4 against Liverpool. So I feel like we could see an attacking return from him against West Ham. This is also the start of a really great run of fixtures for Villa. They've got Luton at home, Forest away, then Forest at home coming up next. So I think he is going to be set and forget for the foreseeable unless anything massively dramatic happens. I did have my theory that I was going to bring out Watkins and bring in Diaby instead. But I think now that I've got Cash, McGinn, good old faithful McGinn and Watkins, I'm pretty set. I'm happy. And Watkins, that Brighton, if I'd have taken him out before that Brighton game, I think I would have quit FPL for the season. So thank goodness I didn't make any rash decisions. And then we've got Solanke. I'm holding out hope for this one. I'm hoping for something big. Obviously, they're playing Wolves and they're at home. And then the next week they've got Burnley. 2 home games for Bournemouth. Will we see something good from them? I don't know. I hope so. And I think if anything good happens, hopefully it's from Solanke. He's scored 3 goals so far this season and his XG is 3.02. He's only got 2.8% ownership. So anything, an assist, a goal would do wonders for my rank and I would be very pleased because this is a differential that I'm quite excited about, but if he just flatlines, it's a massive waste of time. And then we are obviously going for the captaincy with Haaland. Whilst he's not as wild as he was last season, he has scored 8 goals and 1 assist so far, so we can't give him too much of a tough time. Obviously, the price bracket he's in now is phenomenal. It's a lot of money, and that could obviously be spent elsewhere. If I didn't have Haaland, I could bring in Trippier, no issues whatsoever. He has been quiet in the past 2 weeks, but he's still got an XG of 7.86, which is the highest in the league. I have this really bad habit of thinking, well, he's been quiet, so he's going to explode this game week. And there's no logic behind that. But I will say, Brighton have not looked strong defensively and they've conceded 16 goals already this season. We saw what Watkins did against them. This is Haaland and it's a home fixture. He's been quite flat for the last 2 weeks. I'm not saying that means that he's definitely going to be amazing this week, but the captaincy is on him. I'm playing it safe. And I think out of all the fixtures, whilst the Everton game against Liverpool could be, well, I could see a lot of goals coming from Liverpool. I think I'm just leaning towards Haaland going against Brighton. And unless Brighton have suddenly become absolute defensive kings, which I doubt, I hate to say, I think Haaland is going to have an absolute field day. Then that brings me onto my bench. We've got Areola, we've got McGinn. So I know I am alone in this enthusiasm for McGinn, but I'm quite nervous about benching him. Oh, I just realised I didn't talk about Gordon. Right, we're playing Gordon over McGinn. Sorry, let's have 5 seconds to talk about Gordon. He's back from suspension and similar to my fake fallacy about Haaland having a quiet few weeks, I think Gordon's been suspended. He's ready to go. He's going to carry on where he left off, hopefully not getting as many yellow cards. Palace do have decent defensive data and they've kept the most clean sheets out of any team this season, but I think Gordon's going to be on it. He's had 2 goals and 4 assists already this season and he's been suspended. Where does he find the time? I don't know, but I can see him carrying on that really good run. And I brought Gordon in on the wild card despite the fact he was suspended. For me, it was a no-brainer. I could put him on the bench. I had a decent starting 11 and now I'm going to start him over McGinn. But I am a little bit nervous that McGinn may have some sort of input in a goal that I don't know. I think it makes sense to play Gordon over McGinn, but if McGinn does score and I haven't started him, I'm going to feel like this transfer in was all a waste. Then I'm also benching Gahey, a little bit nervous about this one, but I definitely see Palace conceding to Newcastle. And then Kabore, he's kind of just my bench warmer, which I feel bad about, but we have to have one, don't we? So that is my team selection for this game week. We're obviously rolling the transfer. Hopefully go into game week 10 with 2 free transfers. Try and find a way of bringing in either Saka, Trippier. We will figure it out as we go along. But thank you so much for watching. Do let me know, as always, in the comments what you think I should do with my team and if you agree with the decisions I've made so far. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.